Welcome to Shooting the Shift with Marilyn and Elizabeth. These light warriors, both native New Yorkers, walk their walk, talk their talk, and keep the real in the deal. This dynamic duo joined forces to assist you through your transformational journey one step at a time, empowering you with spiritual tools you can use in your daily life. Each show begins as a conversation creating an opening for spiritual connection. There are never any scripts, and Spirit is always illuminating the way. And that's when the shift hits the fan. The magical messages of the ancestors, spirit guides, and Gaia are respected, honored, and always given sacred space to communicate. Join Marilyn and Elizabeth as they shake shift up and do what they do best, speak from their hearts.
Welcome, everybody, to Shooting the Shift with Marilyn Maldonado. That's me. This month, my co-host, sacred sister and friend Elizabeth Lindsay, will be in the UK embarking upon a sacred voyage for the entire month of June. I'm truly excited for her journey, and I am certain that she will have some amazing stories to share with all of us when she returns. So this will be my first show without Elizabeth. So I'm taking my leap of faith and trusting in my process. So I also want to thank all our listeners for supporting us on this journey. And next Wednesday, we will begin to accept callers again. Deep breath. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energies. Woohoo. So today we'll be talking with my friend and sacred sister, Eileen O'Hare, a beautiful and powerful shamanic practitioner and teacher. She helps people heal by bridging them with their truest heart and soul. She loves bridging clients and students with sacred spirit, teaching them how to connect for themselves. Eileen and I know each other for over 16 years, and I have attended her meditation circles, several workshops, and completed her shamanic 18-month intensive, the Mesayok Medicine Spiral, once as a student and the second time as an apprentice. It was a truly magical experience for me. And we had fun and got a lot of deep work done for ourselves and the students who came to participate. It was definitely an intense and power-filled experience. And if we have time, we can talk about that as well. So Eileen is a gifted way shower. She's a legacy carrier in the bundle mesa tradition from Carol Nation in Andes of Peru. She's been studying, practicing, and teaching healing and mystical ways for over 20 years. Her Shamanic Intensive, the Mesayok Medicine Spiral, has walked many people into their deepest healing and happiness. Eileen co-created a powerfully loving spiritual community called the Spiral Community, based in Beacon, New York. The Spiral Community includes a circle of devoted, initiated elders called Elders of the Moonai. They are of service to the community and a true blessing for all. They are my community of sacred brothers and sisters as well, a loving, compassionate circle of people who are devoted to their deepest healing and the transformation of humanity. Eileen is founder and director of the Healing House, a spiritual retreat center offers private and group healing session and couples work. You can contact Eileen about retreats or find her place on Airbnb in Beacon, New York. Now, during COVID, she became a certified practitioner of internal family systems, a psychospiritual model of healing that partners brilliantly with shamanic practices. Eileen is also a shamanic medium, connecting her clients to spirit guides, totem animals, deities, saints, angels, or beloved ones who have crossed to the other side for messages and healing. Eileen is co-founder of Kirtan chanting group Blissing. She's a beautiful sacred singer and song healer. And hopefully we can get her to sing a song for us. So before Eileen awakened and stepped into her destiny, she was a writer for advertising, television, and film. She was a writer on The Nanny for 2 seasons as well. So welcome, my sacred sister. What a blessing it is for us to share this sacred space today.
Oh, good morning, my beautiful one. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so proud of you and all the work that you've been doing over the years. And we have been walking the walk and talking the talk and singing the songs together for a long time, you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sure have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And thinking about that, I think, wow, Eileen, from Hollywood to shamanic healer, want to share a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, as with a lot of healers, it happened through a personal crisis, right? Like the beautiful symbol, crisis as opportunity in the Chinese language. It really was. In 1996, I was out in LA and making too much money and just really, really lost. I was deeply, deeply, deeply asleep and really into the cash, right? And into like he who has the most toys wins. And I was also really, really afraid, but of course I couldn't tell anybody. So my soul came in and I got the old spiritual 2x4 and I basically had like what I refer to now as a nervous breakthrough, right? My central nervous system was just so, done with the stress and the pressure of being in the film and television business that I just went into nervous breakthrough. And I'm so proud to tell you that I gave it all up and just knew that it wasn't for me at that time, that I wasn't strong enough, I wasn't resilient enough. My personality structure was really weak because of a lot of the wounding from early childhood and adolescence. So I had a lot of work to do, and I'm just really glad to report that the beautiful ways of the Andes, of the Quero Nation of the Andes in Peru, found me and grabbed me by the scruff of the neck. And it took me 4 years to surrender. They first invited me to join classes and workshops in 1994. And I was still too asleep. So it took me until 1998 to finally surrender and say, I am totally willing to step in fully and completely and wake up and become aware and practice presence and do everything that you need to do when you first start to wake up. Learn to meditate and pray. And shamanism is very into focused in concentration through ritual and prayer and ceremony. So I was thrilled that they found me and that I was finally willing to surrender. So that's basically how it happened. I had to give up every red cent that I had earned in Hollywood, though. Even to do my initial shamanic training, I had a 401k in the bank, and Spirit came to me and they said, we want you to use that 401k money. I had about $40,000 in the bank in a 401k. And this is how I knew it was Spirit. They said, that is misery in the bank. And we want you to bankrupt that misery, take that money out and spend it on I did what some people would consider to be like a master's and maybe even more than a master's in shamanic work. I trained so much with so many people. And so I took all that money out of the bank and spent it on my training and just completely and utterly transformed my life. And I'm so, so happy to report on that, and so deeply grateful to the Quero Nation, to all of the teachers, all of the way showers that I sat with that helped me to first gain the information, right? Because you got to start with the brain first, and then the information ripens into knowledge, and then hopefully, I pray that all the knowledge that my teachers have imparted to me and that I've learned through my own personal experiences is developing into some wisdom. I'm 64, so I'm praying that some wisdom is ripening inside of me at this time.
Definitely,
so
right? We're a work in progress, and it's a beautiful, beautiful way, right, to just follow the medicine, right? Just follow the flow and, with ease and grace, right? That was something that you used to always say, right? With ease and grace, and grace.
Yep. Curiosity and wonder and ease and grace. I would like to do a shout out to Fran Drescher, though, and her husband. They were really, really kind to me. I was a very nervous writer when I first got to Los Angeles. I had a lot of talent and a lot of gifts, but not very much experience. And they were so kind and so patient with me while I first learned the craft of writing for sitcoms. So big thanks to those beautiful people that helped me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great to great to work with.
Yeah, beautiful. I love her too. So that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Exactly. She's
yes.
funny.
So I have another question for you, which is because you believe that COVID-19 is a powerful teacher, right? So can you say what COVID-19 has taught you?
Yeah.
And how did it challenge you? And are you grateful for what are you grateful for about this pandemic?
Yeah, well, thank you. This is honestly, it's one of my favorite topics these days because, so many people are just so overwhelmed by everything that's happened. And, I too, of course, at the very beginning became really overwhelmed, but I knew instantly that it was a real opportunity for me to grow and evolve and for the entire world to grow and evolve. And we can really see that it was an invitation to all of us to pull together, right?
Yes.
I mean, there was a real opportunity for our country to pull together, the globe to pull together. And, bless everybody, bless everybody. I think some were really willing to accept that invitation and some are, resistant to accepting that invitation because pulling together means there's going to be more love. And I think there's just, there's a fair amount of folks that, still believe that they don't deserve the love. They don't deserve the care and the loving kindness that coming together brings. So COVID was an invitation to all of us to come together. And as I said, some have and some haven't because of whatever reasons are in our personality structure. For me personally, I had been working up until COVID hit. And COVID shut me down tight for a number of months, which allowed me to really stop and to take a look at what I was doing and how I was behaving. And to really get in touch with how tired I had become. That, 'cause sometimes I know we all know we're moving so fast sometimes that we're not even aware of the deep fatigue of the body, the mind, and the spirit. So it really was my teacher in that it taught me to stop and drop into my heart and to listen, right? Get out into nature. I mean, I'm a nature mystic, right? I'm a shamanic practitioner. And so COVID was, to me, a gift from beyond, as the poet Rumi would say, inviting me to stop and to deepen my practices, recharge my batteries, renew my practices, and rejuvenate myself. And I know a lot of people really took that opportunity as well. It also provided me a tremendous opportunity to clarify my home. I was so busy doing my work that I was really not paying attention to some areas of my home. And so COVID really, shut me, I lost several of my income streams, which was devastating financially for me, but it was great in that, no one could come into my home. So it really provided me the opportunity to clean up after myself, because COVID for me was an invitation to face my fear of death, my fear of illness, my fear of being ill while alone in my home. So it was this incredible opportunity. The limbic brain around the world was getting so activated, right? Our amygdala, that part of our fear brain, our reptilian brain. And so all of us had gotten so activated that it's invited us all to look more deeply into these parts of ourself that really needed our attention. And for me, what parts of me needed my attention was my householder, my homeowner part really needed attention. So that's my question to all of our listeners out there is, what has COVID triggered in your brain, in your heart, in your spirit? Where are you feeling unsettled? And to get curious and compassionate toward all, toward the unsettlement, because that which is unsettled is simply an opportunity for us to do some deep healing work, like bring our curiosity there, right?
Yes, for sure, right? Because I felt the same way. It was to go deeper, to go inward. I felt that was the opportunity that it was presenting us with, to go deeper into the feeling place, to go deeper into what is it, that we are neglecting or, not, just not putting front and center that needs to be. So, the reshifting, right? The reshifting of how we see ourselves and how we experience the world. And, it was a beautiful teaching.
Yeah,
It definitely was.
It was like a collective spiritual 2x4.
Yes,
right? I mean,
yes.
right. It's creation. It's creation saying, "Would you guys like to pay attention to the planet?
Yes.
Would you like to pay attention to the animals and to your interrelationship with the animals and the smallest things of creation, like bacteria and viruses?" I think we got very humbled, right? Because the human species
Yes.
likes to think we're oh so smart. And this virus taught us that a very, very small, invisible thing got the better of us. So I think it's been humbling. It's been humbling for me. And I think it's been
for
humbling
sure.
for humanity, too. Yeah.
Yeah. Calling our attention, to kind of just like reset, right? It was all about a
Right.
reset,
You
to
bet.
reset ourselves, to take a closer look of what we're putting as priorities that maybe shouldn't be priorities, and to just press the reset button and get restarted and recharged again from a
exactly
different
it.
energy. Yeah,
That's exactly it.
amazing,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I had time to make that commitment to the internal family systems study. So I spent 2 years, I had been with it before, but this really allowed me the opportunity to deepen the practice, learn so much, and then offer it to my students and my clients. And we're using it in the community, and we're having a great time with it, because it just believes that there's nothing wrong with us. There are no bad parts of us. These are just parts that came up with defensive strategies, and they need our love and our curiosity and our compassion. So COVID provided me time to study. It was great.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we're about the break mark. So we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back with Eileen O'Hare and Marilyn Maldonado.
Thank you.
See you
sister.
soon.
I love you.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back. So, yeah, Eileen O'Hare is sitting here with me, and we went on a break. And so now what we're going to do is I have another question, because...
Marilyn, can I jump in and just say something?
Yes.
While we were on break, I just want to say that, I don't know what's going on with your beautiful Egyptian medicine, but the Hathors just came in as I closed my eyes. And so I just want to say, welcome to the beautiful Hathors. Welcome, beautiful ones. It's so fun to work with you.
Beautiful, powerful ones surrounding us in this sacred space that we've created, right? It's like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, right? Yeah. Feels really good. I could feel that, right? I could feel the energy.
All of you. That's a cool thing when we come together, right? That's why I love gathering people into circles, because all of the ancestors that are with them, all the angels, all the spirit guides, all the deities and the divinities, all their practices, as well as all of the wounds, all come into the circle together. So it's exponentially amazing, as you and I know from a vast experience.
Oh, yes, for sure, right? We've had many of those moments, and they're so fantastic and life-changing, right? They really are life-changing. So thank you for that. That was beautiful. Yeah. So you mentioned emergence when we spoke on the phone the last time. Can you help our listeners understand what you mean by that?
Yeah, I think that, we at this time, that's what the guides are coming in and saying to me. At the beginning of COVID, their message was accept what comes, right? So I just accepted all the calls, all the emails, all the people that were coming at that time. And now they're saying to me, emergence, which to me is like a coming out, right?
Yes.
Because we've all been in such just overcome on some level with overwhelm between COVID and the war and the craziness and the divisiveness in the country. And so they're inviting, emerge from these times, emerge, find your light, find your teachers, find your tribe, find your community, find the beautiful ones that are going to incite discussions of upliftment rather than discussions that we find so much on the social media and at situations where people are just dividing each other through their belief systems. We want to come together. We want to emerge into the world where we are co-creating with the people around us, upliftment, and keeping the vibration and the resonant frequencies high, right?
Yes.
That's what we want to do. The guides asked me to sing a song today. Would that be okay with you if I did this?
Yeah.
It's part of me emerging from the silence of COVID because I've been silent for a while. So this
Yeah,
is a
sure.
song. Thank you. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. This was given to me by the spirit of Mount Beacon. As a shamanic practitioner and as a nature mystic, I listen to the beautiful wisdom of the mountains and the rivers, the tree beings, the plant people, as you know, the stone people, as you know, the gardens and everything, like your beautiful property. So the spirit of Mount Beacon gave me this song, and the guides have asked me to sing it. So perhaps somebody, including myself, needs to hear it this morning. So here it goes. I met a woman on a hill, and here's what she said to me. Follow the water, then be still. The way will be clear for you to see. The way will be clear to see. Clear to see, clear to see. I pray to be clear to see. Clear to see, clear to see, I pray to be clear to see. I met a raven on the road, and here's what she said to me. Follow the feather, lighten your load, and the way will be clear for you to see. The way will be clear to see. Clear to see, I pray to be clear to see, clear to see, clear to see, I pray to be clear to see. I met a demon in my mind, and here's what it said to me. Facing your fear of me leaves me behind, and the way will be clear for you to see. The way will be clear to see. Clear to see, clear to see, I pray to be clear to see, clear to see, clear to see, I pray to be clear to see. I met an angel in my dreams, and here's what she said to me. Life is not always what it seems. Let the part of your heart that is dark be free, and the way will be clear to see. Clear to see, clear to see, I pray to be clear to see, clear to see, clear to see, I pray to be clear to see. Let the part of your heart that is dark be free, and the way will be clear to see. Amen.
That was so beautiful. That was beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you. That Mount Beacon really knows how to write a song, huh?
Ooh,
Thank
my
you.
goodness, right? When you make the connection, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it's just,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's amazing. That was really powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it really is all about just like you're saying, the connection. Like for me, it was so amazing, to watch you, come in, commit to your practice, learn what you needed to learn, and then just expand into this amazing, deeply, profoundly, intuitively gifted, connected practitioner. And all of the beautiful writings that you do, and the artwork that you do that channels spirit so magnificently. It's just as a teacher, that's what's so amazing for me, is to witness people opening it up and having their own their own direct experience of spirit, right? So it's not about dogma or doctrine. It's about helping people get the tools to connect directly, so you can experience the love and the unconditional joy of hanging out with spirit.
Yeah, because safety is important, right? We all want to come together and all that good stuff. But at the same time, we also want to know that we are safe to be who we are.
Yeah.
For us to be able to unfold, for us to be able to just like allow, our medicine to surface in a safe, beautiful, sacred space. So,
I think that's a really good point. And I think that's where, finding the way showers, finding the teachers, humbling oneself to find people that that have just been literally doing it longer. That's all. Nobody's more powerful. Nobody's the guru, because the teacher lives within, right?
Yes.
But I just know for myself, it was really important for me at the beginning to find good teachers, really good way showers that could help teach me the ropes, because it can be a tricky, especially shamanism and nature mysticism, it can be a tricky path, because essentially it's referred to in the yogic world as a path of power, because you are asking, for these beautiful, beautiful forces of nature for you to be able to tap into them in order for you to channel energy to others for healing and for sacredness and for sanctity and for wholeness, and just really identifying ourselves as beautifully perfect souls, right? But it can be tricky, because we've got shadow parts of our own personality that can get carried away. Like I know I have, right? I've made missteps. I've fallen prey to all of that, and everybody can. And most of the teachers that I sat with also had fallen prey to, tricks of the road, basically. And that's just spirit testing you. Are you really, really, really going to get humble here? Are you really, really, really going to set the ego aside? And do your deep, deep, deep inner work and continue. Like I've been doing this for, over 20 years, and really studying for over 25. And every day it's me re-upping to humbling myself. It's like, and beginner's mind, like the good Buddhist, right? Beginner's mind, start again, with learning how to meditate. Start again with learning how to pray. Start again. I went to a voice workshop this weekend to start again, to sit with this beautiful teacher. And to be a humble student. I've been singing for years now, but to just humble myself to this beautiful teacher and say, can you please help me, to open my voice and to learn how to do this better. It was wonderful.
Yeah, right. To expand, to continue to learn, because we don't know anything, and we don't know,
Right.
When we stand and we say we know everything, we're already in trouble, right? Because those words are, we can't know everything. I go like this, I don't know anything. I'm still learning. I'm a work in progress, and I'm still learning. And yes, I'm going to have missteps along the way. But I've learned that those are beautiful moments for me to learn from, for me to receive a teaching in that experience, so that I can expand. And so that is, for me, it's the sacred walk. It's the sacred talk. It's the, coming back into the all-knowing me within and saying, what is here, right? What is here? If there's something that is disturbing, then what is that I'm feeling? And then taking that deep dive and just getting the wisdom back into sync, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful process, right?
I think for me, the one thing that I want to offer to people that I've learned really, really, really deeply over the years, that the most important part of that process is breathing. So I want to encourage everybody to, find a teacher, find a breath person, call up a healer and get a session and really, really learn how to work with the breath, because my breath supports me. My breath is my best friend. My breath is my bridge. In yoga tradition, they call it pranayama practice, where you're really practicing that deep belly breathing that assists us in calming down the fight or flight mechanism that's in the...
Oh, yes.
That's right, from all the trauma from early childhood and all those things that happened to us a long time ago, where, everybody's trauma.
And even the things that might be happening now, right?
Yeah,
it's like... Right? There's so much trauma in the collective right now.
You betcha. Yeah.
Sure. And the breath. Yes.
Yeah. And it's just something that it's, I know it sounds so simple, but really and truly the simplest I've learned also. Boy, I got very complicated for a while when I was in my early days. But as a beautiful quote by Sri Amabubindu, I think his name is, he said, simplicity is the advanced course, right? When you learn to, put all the overcomplications down and just breathe. Yes. You can make that connection. And then, the parts of you that come up, when you're breathing, those are the parts to take to the healers, take to the therapists, take to the care people that are there to help. One thing that I would like to say to people is that it's hard. There aren't enough therapists to go around, it seems. People are struggling to find therapists. So I want to really encourage people, find a healer, somebody that you might not have considered to do consistent practice with. But a lot of healers are very skilled in psychospiritual models, like internal family systems, that can really help people. Like I am not a licensed clinically trained therapist, but I do deep work with people using the tools and the technologies of both ancient shamanic practice and also contemporary. My work is called current shamanism, because it's about plugging into the electromagnetics and using the tools that I've been taught by the ancients, and that spirit continues to teach me every day, how to work with the energies. Yeah, so get help, everybody. Please. I know it's hard. But I just want to say to everybody, please, if you are not feeling good, if you need help, humble yourself and admit that, oh my goodness, it is rough out there and I need help. And then just let spirit guide you to the right person or the right community.
Yes. Yeah. I say that too as well, because, it's important to be able to ask and to be able to admit that, we all have those moments in our lives when we need the assistance of another. And it's important for us to be able to, that's strength. That's the strength and the courage that you have inside of you that says, yes, I can, and yes, I will, advocate for myself and seek the help that my spirit and my soul and my body are asking for. Exactly. Yeah, that's amazing, right? Because we need to remember that is being strong, and that is being power-filled. That's not being weak to ask for help or to say, I need help. Exactly. We all need that every once in a while. We do need that, and it's important for us not to diminish that need by placing it in a place where it doesn't really belong. Exactly. Right?
Hey, would it be okay if I shared my information with people to let them know, like, if they do need some help, they're welcome to reach out?
Yeah, you want to do that now? Yeah, you can do that now.
I just want to say.
Yeah, you can do that now.
Just EileenO'Hare.com. And it's EileenoHare, EileenO'Hare.com. My cell phone is 914-456-7789, 914-456-7789. And we have lots of events that are coming up at the Healing House, where I live and work. We've got a women's healing circle on Monday nights. We've got a Creating as Healing every Thursday night from 7 to 9, where we use writing or art to do our healing work. And then every Sunday morning from 10 to 11, we're going to be doing, starting in July, we're going to be doing sound healing every Sunday morning. So I would love to have anybody come, or just, so be in touch, and I'll tell you more about it.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I have another question, which is, what's the biggest challenge that you faced in your own deep healing work?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I've studied the Enneagram, which is a really powerful spiritual tool, and it really helped me to see that my greatest challenge in this lifetime is pride. That I was raised in an Irish Catholic environment, and with a lot of the ensuing protective defense mechanisms that go along with that, and so, like these deep-seated feelings of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, all of that was covered up by like this false pride. I was from a large family, and so I was the fourth out of 5 kids. So there was a lot of competition, competing for the resources of mom and dad, of the family unit. And so I developed a real persona that was very prideful. And I'm telling you, in the world of New York and Los Angeles, it really worked, right? I mean, sometimes you can just pride your way through things, and people buy into your false persona. And especially because I was gifted and talented as a writer and as a creative, and so people were buying into my false persona, which was prideful. I appeared to be very strong. I appeared to be very confident. But underneath that strength and confidence was, beat the heart of a very young girl that it was very unhealed, and felt that she was inferior. She felt this beautiful part of me, felt unworthy, felt not good enough. And so I had to work with these parts of myself to do the deep healing work around them, so that they don't have to hold up the false shield, and that's very pride-based. They can be, I can, encourage myself and all parts of me to be vulnerable and to say, I don't understand, or, I'm not feeling so good today, or I am feeling a little challenged. So I'm just going to, calm down and slow down. And I don't need to show off so much, right? Because especially Hollywood, it's a world that can really encourage that show-offy part of our personality, or that prideful part of our personality, in order to get through the fear that we can all, experience as performers or writers, musicians, any of that. And so that's been I'm still at it. I just want to assure you, I'm still nipping away at that. And
we're a work in progress, right? We really are, and we have to continue to do the work, and that's important for us to continue to do this beautiful, amazing work. So now we're going to go to a break, and we'll return in a few minutes.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Imagine yourself being transported to India, to the banks of the Ganga and an ashram in Rishikesh. Visualize that you are welcome to satsang with an American sannyasi who shares the wisdom of her guru. Your visualization has manifested. Join Sattvi Bhagawati Saraswati for inspiration and transformation every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour.
if you could find a way,
To get inside.
each other's mind.
walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back. Returning with Eileen O'Hare. This is Marilyn Maldonado, and we're having a wonderful conversation. And so here we are, and I do have other questions. So the other question that I have is, because I came by and your place and I saw how amazing, you've done such renovations, that you finished on the healing house. And ever since I've known you, you had this vision for your sacred space. And now you co-created that beautiful sacred space that you've been wanting to have, to share, with the community. So, yeah, I think that's amazing to have been able to, to see how you were able to just, co-create, manifest this beautiful space that you've been always dreaming and speaking out loud. I think the important part there was that you spoke it out loud all the time, as many times as you needed to. And I think that manifested it, right? Because I think that we have such beautiful powers that sometimes we don't even recognize the power that our language and our words have in the ability to co-create that which we are wanting in our lives.
Truly, truly, truly. Yeah. I mean, I remember, for years, 20 years ago when I first moved into the house, I just saw what it was supposed to be. I saw walls knocked down and space opened up and windows in the back so that nature would be flooding into the house. And I just dreamed it and dreamed it and thought it and thought it. And if anybody had told me it would take me 20 years to do it, of course I would have been so discouraged at the beginning, right? So that's where everything is in Creator's timing, right?
Yes,
and so
yes.
Thank God nobody said to me, it'll be in 2021 that you finally get this done. Because my human ego probably would have just collapsed under that thought, right?
Yeah, and sometimes we give up, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Sometimes we'll give up because we say, "Oh no, 20 years, forget it." But yeah.
But sometimes it takes 20 years. Sometimes it takes 20 years to raise a really good kid, right? 20 years to create a really swinging marriage, right? So I just visualized it, envisioned it, and spoke it. Really, almost every time somebody came in, I would say, "Yeah, and these walls are going to get knocked down. There's going to be big windows back here." And then I just want to shout out to my beautiful ancestors. And my brothers and sisters that were executor of my beautiful ancestors' will, because an inheritance came, which allowed me, I invested my inheritance into this beautiful space. And that was where the abundance and the prosperity came from my ancestors to support me in creating an even more beautiful and bright healing space. Because the healing house, it's in Beacon, New York. And it's up on Airbnb. I offer retreats here. I have 3 beautiful bedrooms that people are welcome to stay in. I have a guest with me right now who came for a retreat, and she's in because the healing space, it's like a yoga studio and a sound healing center and a healing space. It's 400 square feet of pure light. It's at the heart of the home, and we've had such beautiful gatherings. I was so psyched when you came to see the space, right? Because
to be able to see that. Yeah, to be able to experience that and to witness the manifestation of, your dream, your vision, your mission. It's beautiful to be able to bear witness to that.
Aww,
yeah.
And I realized part of it was that people used to joke. It would take carloads of people to get all the shamanic paraphernalia, right? I always joke it's the path of paraphernalia, the drums and the bells and the gongs and this, to carry these instruments and all the paraphernalia to different people's houses and places. And now I'm so grateful because I'm 64 and I just can't carry this heavy stuff anymore, not as much as I used to anyway. I'm not as strong as I used to be, and I'm accepting that. And so Spirit has just opened up this house so that now all of my teaching that I do, the Mesayok Medicine Spiral, the Shamanic Intensives, the Intro to Shamanism, the Creating as Healing, the Women's Healing Circle, the Sound Healing on Sunday mornings, all of that is going to be able to be in this beautiful house and out in the beautiful land behind my home. So
now you can have more
grateful.
People. And you can have more people, which is always good, right? Like, because it's so, I think this work is so beautiful to be able to share, because we're each other to expand and to, talk about things that sometimes maybe, or difficult to speak with others, right? And I think it's a beautiful sacred space to have, to be able to do just that, right? To have that type of community come together.
Yeah, I mean, you said it before that when a client first calls me, I help them understand that my job first and foremost is to create a safe and a sacred space for healing work to transpire. Because look, my personality structure isn't going to reveal itself to somebody that doesn't feel safe and sacred to me either. So that's this place, it's been renovated and it's beautiful. But the first and foremost thing that we offer here is safety and sacredness as people come in to do their transformational work. Like right now, I'm really specializing and I'm focusing on 24-hour retreats, either one-on-one, or if you want to come with a friend, or if you want to come with your spouse, and just stay here for 24 hours. Get out of your own place, get out of Dodge, and come here and relax and rest and be treated with loving kindness, and then go into these beautiful practices of ours with such curiosity and compassion for yourself, curiosity and compassion for your partner if you come with a spouse. And I just find that 24 hours away can really, really help. I just went to an ashram for 2 days, and in 48 hours, I just felt really shifted. There we go. The shift hit my fan this weekend after spending 2 days in vocalizing and sound healing.
Yes.
And just being able to rest and relax. So that's one of the things that I'm really psyched about.
And it's important, right? A change of venue sometimes just creates such a different feeling and such a different energy that flows. And when you are in a space that you feel that there's, sacred, that it feels sacred, like the energy feels really good. And well, of course you want to stay there. And of course you want to feel, because you start to feel good again, right? You start to feel all of that stuff that you probably were missing. It's important, even, I tell people, take walks, take walks, take long walks. Yeah. And you don't have to have your music on. Pay attention to the birds that are singing and the beautiful leaves on the trees that are just, just like dancing, when there's a breeze. If there's a possibility of getting into the river, take your shoes off and just jump into the river and have an amazing, blissful time. Yeah. Because a lot of times what happens is that we forget to have fun and we forget to pay attention to what our needs are because we're so busy taking care of everybody else. And so it is important for us to, find those places where we can, visit and we can tend to ourselves and love ourselves more.
Yeah, in our tradition, as you and I know, they're called, this place is called a huaca. My home is a huaca, a power spot. We've been doing work here for 20 years, prayer, meditation, ritual, chanting, sacred work for 20 years. You have been here so many times. So many people have been here so many times. I think the beautiful guest that was staying in my home, she had never met Archangel Gabriel, and she came to me and she said, do you know a Gabriel? And I just smiled and I said, yeah. And she said, is it somebody that has crossed to the other side? And I said, well, I think it's the Archangel Gabriel because I'm a messenger. So Gabriel is very helpful and supportive. And so she picked up on his beautiful vibe. Beautiful. His frequency, right? Because this is it's like the house of the angels, a house of the saints, a house of the divinities. It's a place where spirit is anchored, and when people come here, they really, really feel that because that's what they need to feel. And it starts with, as you and I both know, like the Pachamama. You just mentioned trees and leaves and rivers and put your feet in. Because it's the Pachamama, it's our beautiful Gaia, it's our Mother Earth. But our relationship with her, see, the human beings, as you and I both know, we've been cut off from our deeply personal relationship with the Mother Earth. And that's why I love nature mysticism and I love shamanism, because it returns us to, we are a baby. I'm my mother's daughter, and she is feeding me and clothing me. She gave me this house. She gave me the workers that came to renovate it. She gave me all the sheetrock and the wood and the tile for the bathroom. She gave me all of that material. My Mother Earth did. My ancestors gave me the cash. They gave me the cash, which I really appreciate. But all the materials came from my Mother Earth. because I'm her daughter. And of course she wants me to do well. Of course she wants us all to do well. And so that's what's so cool about nature mysticism is getting reattuned to the earth and to the world of living energies all around us, reattuning to the trees, the rivers, the mountains, the stone people, and getting out of the human head that is so often just stuck on repeat with negative messages and negative self-talk that's really it's depleting, right? And depressing or anxiety.
Yeah, and detaching from that negativity is important because when we continuously vibrate in that energy, then how can we feel good? I mean, there is no feeling good if you're vibrating in that toxicity. There is no way that you're going to, vibrate in that energy and then feel good or even do well, right? Because you can't, because the energy that you're working with is energy that can't do anything positive for you. Exactly. So it's about the frequency that you're holding, right? The frequency.
It totally is. And sometimes we need help. I mean, sometimes I need help and I reach out to people. So that's what I want to say to everybody. Reach out. If reach out to Marilyn, reach out to me, reach out to any of your beautiful practitioners, because we need help. Because sometimes the loops in our head are they're so solid that without proper intervention, right, without a way shower, without somebody helping you to pull the needle off of the negative drop in the album of your head, it's hard to get out of. So, really, I hope anybody that's called to, it's like EileenO'Hare.com, EileenO'Hare.com.
Yeah.
And I hope you go to the website, reach out. I'm just happy. Because, Marilyn, you and I have talked about this. My greatest goal is helping anybody coming up behind me on the path, especially young mothers. Because we know from the COVID, it's been a she session, and women have really taken it heavy in this time. And so, I especially love when younger sisters will come, young mothers will come to get the care and the love and the attention, the safe and sacred space that they need to unwind that mind that is so active and sometimes just so negative. You're so negative.
Yes, self-care is really important. Self-care is really important. And if we don't put that, front and center, then everything else can collapse because we're not taking care of the self. And so that's important. So I love when you say, reach out because it is so important, you can reach me in universalsacredmedicine.com, right? And you can reach Eileen at Eileen O'Hare, right? .com.
Yep, EileenO'Hare.com, EILEEN, O'Hare like the airport.
Yeah, and so just, or reach someone that, it's so important to just reach out so that you don't continue to stay in the muck so that you can just feel good, because this is what we're needing in the world right now. As the collective is traumatized and then re-traumatized and re-traumatized, we need to help to uplift humanity. And how can we do that? And we do it one person at a time, or one group at a time. And so it's important to be able to recognize that there are blessings out there for you. And it's just a matter of reaching for the blessings. Exactly. And then you can receive them. But you have to reach for them. You have to want them.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what I was talking about. With the pride, it's like my path has been all really about humbling myself. I need help. We all need help. This COVID crisis, the war, the craziness, the supply chain issues. It's creating anxiety in our brains. It's creating depression in our bodies, and we need help. We need to go to teachers, go to way showers, go to yoga, take a nice walk in the woods,
make a phone call, even
make a phone call,
make
find
a phone
your
call.
tribe, right? Make in program they call it picking up the 1,000-pound phone. Like reach out, because we need tribe. None of us are alone, but it's tough for the brain to realize that. You need the help of spiritual folks and beautiful soul guides and circles and communities that are devoted to higher vibes and higher frequencies and staying uplifted. We need help. We can't do the work alone. We just can't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that we all need assistance, and we all need to be able to say, okay, it's that moment when I need to, reach out and to take care of myself, to love myself more, to honor this beautiful being that is me. That is so important. And when we are able to do that, then we are also then vibrating that into our environment, into our sacred spaces, in our homes, in our places of work. Everywhere we go, we will be radiating that once we're able to take care of this beautiful, expansiveness of us.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want to spiritually bypass our humanness, because I did that for years and it doesn't help. We're being so spiritual, but secretly, parts of us are deeply sad. And we're just not allowing ourselves to show it. We're trying to be so spiritual. So especially spiritually oriented people, I want to say, don't leave your humanness behind. Creator loves every bit of us. The frustrated, angry, resentful, depressed, jealous, whatever you got going on. It's so important to humble yourself and say, I got this going on and I need some help in terms of processing this. In shamanism, we call it eating and digesting the heavy energy that's in our system. It's the jet fuel for our soul's evolutionary journey. There's nothing wrong with what we consider to be heavy energy. We just have to eat it and digest it and process it through our practices. And that's
wow. Thank you so much, Eileen. Thank you so much for coming together. And blessings, love, and light, everybody. Till next week. See you soon.
Love you, everybody. Reach out.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.